20 working languages, and this is where we talk about languages and language learning and all sorts of other stuff, and we play games. This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time, and we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks. Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital
還元一級の先というのは、本当に誰も知らない字ばっかりでしょうね。私は Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula gideyim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is squab, and that also means elephant. This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time, and we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks. Ça, ça, ah c'est ça, que c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça, sol chi sa che nulla sa, ne sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco.
Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyper Polyglotting avec Élise. Moi c'est Élise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux, surtout GeoGuessr en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique, de l'acquisition des langues.
10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Night. Night. Come on. Yeah. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bamba, okay, Bambas is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon.
Sotto le frasche del capanno 4 gatti grossi stanno. Sotto 4 grossi sassi, 4 grossi e grassi gatti. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré, des généraux dégénérés. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré, des généraux dégénérés. Facile. Sì, ecco, la gente... è la cosa che mi dice la gente, sempre che scoprisce che quante lingue parlo. Io sempre avevo l'impressione, diciamo, di che non era così, non era tan così, ma poi, dopo di aver visto qualche poliglota in YouTube, una delle cose che avevo scoperte era giustamente che la metodologia usata da quella gente poliglota che non avevo mai conosciuta prima, era più o meno la stessa metodologia che usavo io. I buy a computer or what? Here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, what sounds vaguely like Hogun and the Hok in Hogun in Korean or Waku in Japanese, and that means it is the exact same kind of character.
Okay, let me see.
Un chasseur, sa son chassé, ses chassés sont son chien de chasse.
Der dicke Dach.
Okay, der dicke Dachdecker deckt dir dein Dach, drum dank dem dicken Dachdecker, dass der dicke Dachdecker dir dein Dach deckt. Hola y bienvenidos al directo de Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. Yo soy Elisa, traductora, escritora y editora y comunicadora social con más de 20 idiomas de trabajo. Y aquí vamos a estar jugando videojuegos, sobre todo GeoGuessr, y hablando de idioma, la mejor forma de aprenderlo y caleta más. Zwei Zwetschgenzweigen zwitscherten zwei tschechische Schwalben. Tres tristes tigres tragaban trigo en un trigal en tres tristes trastos. Oh, I see. This is Diche Ishai Fui, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cocine da boy. Posso Milao. Pote. Buenas, proteine. Topolo. In the designated chicken eating area, obviously. Okay, still 3 times I have to defeat him. And I don't have a whole lot of health left.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Monsieur. Livre. Liwe, livre.
Bucks
Mustan kissan paksut posket.
Матяев.
Ja.
Peaks. Си. Високий. Матяев. Прочь. Интер. Почки. А. Си.
Track 6.
Aspri petraxes aspri apton ilioxex asproteri. Aspri petraxes aspri apton ilioxex asproteri.
Coginio panas.
Oh boy.
Ad ferad verda ferra ferda vedri.
هقب. هفد. 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 حق. حق. حق.
Саша по шоссе.
А Саша по шоссе несла сушку на счастье и сосала сушку. А Саша по шоссе несла сушку на счастье и сосала сушку.
Mwalimu.
Juma ni mwalimu mke.
Ирак чима в чипах, чемп, чавю, ченчи, чини. Чирак чима в чипах, да, чирак чима в чипцах, чемп, чавю, ченчи, чини. Акакит альшит. Хикрine. Акакит альши, хикрine. Akakit alshi krikrips. Oh, thanks to cat suns. Meow and the pictures of the fish. That's they were well.
Sööpä. Kupu. Yrittävä. Puraista. Omena.
Are in the city center. And it's got some interesting aspects to it.
여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까?
Countries or living things.
兄の名前は
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So, anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Lo que pasa es que bueno, la banera, y esto se ve en tantos lugares, no es cuestión.
Hello and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. I'm Elise, translator, writer, and editor with 20 working languages, and this is the stream where we're going to play some chess, and we're going to talk about languages and language learning. How's everybody doing today? If you're wondering what this music is that I've got going on in the background, this is Shostakovich's Leningradskaya. And here's a link to it if you should want to listen to the whole thing at your leisure. As I get over here to the chess window and adjust the chess window so I can actually see chat. Also, I've got a new short crowdfunded translation project going on. I've decided this is going to be the first in a series. It's something I can't believe I didn't think of this before, because it's something that really is just a great idea. I think it's a great idea. I really should have done it a while ago. But I am translating articles from the historical archive of the legendary Chilean magazine Punto Final from 1969 to 1973, just because they had the most... so their analysis of the political situation in Chile in those days and the looming coup really has aged remarkably well, and it's quite interesting to read in retrospect. The current project is a 1969 article called by Jaime Faivovich, who would later go on to be a minister in the Allende government. And it is about the overall climate in the working class at the end of the legislative election campaign of 1969, which is also the eve of the election that Salvador Allende was to win. I'm looking to raise $300 for that, and so far I have raised $70. Anyone who wants to contribute can do so here. Okay, and with that, let's get started. Been on a bit of a tilt. Let's see what... Egypt. Got the white pieces, gonna do a Botvinic English. Kinda saw that one coming. Fine. So this kind of messes up my Botvinic setup, but on the other hand it has the advantage that my queen has a mostly open file to operate on as a start, and two nice diagonals as well. There's still a Marozzi bind going on here, which will potentially give me a nice little spot to put my knight on if we can do something about this pawn. For now, I think I'm going to just castle to safety. To decide what to do with my bishop. I can either go here, in which case this pawn's going to come down to kick the bishop and break the pin, and that kind of messes up the pawn structure over in front of the king side. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, actually. Yeah, saw that coming. Now, my spot on d5 has opened up, so that's good news. I just need to find a good way to get my knight up there. First, I have to break this pin by moving the queen. Or we can just try kicking the bishop. Okay, so there's no pin now. The bishop can't take my knight straight off, so that isn't a problem at the moment. Well, the dark squared bishop is also protecting this diagonal that I've opened up to my king, at least for now. Okay, let's see. There are two ways I can do this. I go here, take back with the knight, then I can move to d5 on the next move. Or, let's see. Okay, working backwards. Yeah, I think that's the move I gotta make. Worst case scenario, and for this I think, is the bishop, the light square bishop from black takes my knight. No, I'm gonna leave that for the moment. Okay, what's this knight threatening? I mean, I guess it can take this. It can take this bishop, which isn't a great bishop anyway. Let's be honest. But beyond that, what else can it do? I mean, it sacrifice itself and then take this pawn and kind of make things potentially a little bit wild for my king. Don't necessarily think that's terrible, though. Right now, the light squared bishop is undefended. Black's light square bishop, that is. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Probably gonna take this. No. Ooh, yeah. Okay, that works. Kind of okay with this. Okay. Now I think. Ooh, thank you. See, I didn't actually want to stay there. I was trying to go here, and your knight was in the way. 妨害を排除していただきまして、ありがとうございます。Yeah, kind of. Let's see. See, getting a knight here on d5 is often a prelude to very nice things. Okay, is this queen really in a good place here? That I'm not sure about. I mean, what's the worst that happens here? Okay, we can't go here, can't go here. Here is a potential queen trade. this is just a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice that kind of messes with my pawn structure, but I'm not too bothered about it. I don't think it would be a great move in any case. I don't think I have anything to worry about there, really. Centralize that rook. I would really be happy for the queen. I mean, the queen's not going to go there for a million reasons, because we got pawn, we got rook. Actually, I mean, I wouldn't even need the neat little knight fork that I can do if the queen goes there, so... Okay. So, what kind of remaneuvering are we doing if... we're moving the knight here? I guess the knight can go over there. Well, the action is going on one side of the board, so balance that with some action on the other side of the board, I guess. Leningradskaya really goes in hard. I may be able to trap this queen. Queenを狙う。それが戦略だ。退く場所はどこかな。ここでしょうね。あーよーし。いや、これがウルック交換になってしまいますね。ウルック交換ではあんまり勝ち目がないから。Okay, so let's go with 5. Let's go with 5. Oh, これがちょっと。Ouais. Ouais. Il y a une mise en échec aussi, mais ça va fucker un peu ma structure pionnière. Okay, I feel like this is a mistake. I'm not actually entirely sure how I benefit from this mistake. One thing I gotta watch out for, though, right now, this queen is undefended. Okay, we'll exchange queens. Or we won't. Not entirely sure what the point of that was. Well, I guess, I mean, there's some pawns to be taken. I guess that's something. Yeah. Okay, so we're just taking some pawns. Cool. Nothing wrong with taking some pawns. Oh! There we go. Now I gotta watch my time now. Really gotta watch my time. I only got a minute left. But I'm about to be a piece up, I think. I don't see any way that I'm not gonna be. Yeah. Okay, I really gotta concentrate now, though. Do a little bit of a discovery. What I really want here. Oh, just in the nick of time there. See, somebody's just joined. How's everybody doing? Okay, getting off to a nice little start here, which is good because I haven't been having a great streak this week. as you'll note from my elo, which has gone down by like 100. But that was a nice start. And I mean, they were actually on pretty good odds to flag me. Okay. Okay, here we go. Nutty, like the great YouTuber who does all the OBS tutorials. If you're looking to learn about like how to do the technical aspects of streaming, check out Nutty's channel. I mean, his stuff is good. I've learned a lot from him. He's quite good at the tutorials, quite enjoyable to watch as well. Okay, we're playing a Sicilian now. Okay, I want to get the knight up on d4, but right now this pawn's in the way. Foreclosing some options for this awkwardly placed knight. Like, why are you doing that? That is a weird place for that queen. But before I can really take advantage, gotta protect myself a little bit. Because right now, I can't move this pawn because this rook is undefended. So the queen can just take that rook for free. I don't want to give that rook away for free because that would suck. Then I have a much more complicated situation to deal with, and I don't want to have to deal with a much more complicated situation. I just want to win, actually, mostly. There we go. Gonna try to trap a queen. Hey Ata, how you doing? Not bad at all. Got a new short crowdfunded translation project, and I'm at 70 out of $300 on fundraising on it. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so the idea here, I guess, is to take and then take, and that's annoying to me. So we're going to just foreclose that. And see about maybe getting my knight, at least temporarily, up on d4. Ooh. That was wise, I will say, because I was gonna have a nice little fork there that would at the very least win me a knight. But now I have to reposition my queen to avoid losing it. Okay, my knight is also a little awkward. Okay, there. It's a nice little diagonal just opened up for my light-squared bishop. Always looking to do something improving for my bishops. This knight is now pinned to white's queen. It's a reasonable place, and I'm kind of blockading this pawn. So the queen has to move someplace. Yeah, the queen is moving someplace, as one would expect. Actually, I can complicate things a little bit further by doing that. Yeah, okay. This knight is once again pinned, and I'm looking better on time than I was. Hopefully that isn't because I'm missing something important. Yeah, kind of okay with that.
Yeah, kind of saw that coming. Okay, GG's. Yeah. The music agrees with me. Actually, I've noticed I seem to... how well I do depends at least in part on what music I'm playing at the time. Because when I was playing, Trasporte Urbano, I was getting my ass kicked. When I was playing my own compositions, I was doing quite well, actually. So, I mean, apparently this isn't a bad thing to be listening to while I play chess. There we go. Holzhausen 2010. Gut. Noch eine englische. Die weißen Figuren. Jetzt wird hochiert. Ja. Ja, das habe ich kommen sehen. Ist mir aber auch egal. This knight is actually kind of pinned here. So if I move to take this bishop, then it's mate. Yeah. Oh damn, that was dumb. That was not a good move. That was a suck move. can't believe I just did that. Just joining, I just blundered my rook in an effort to clear the way for mate here. That, considering that the queen could just take it. Hello, Emily's 1255. Yeah, better moves have been played in my lifetime than that rook move that just cost me a fucking rook. Okay, kind of okay with that. This is chess.com. Yeah, I mean, they have lots of good toots and things like that. I mean, definitely not bad. Of course, a lot of the best stuff on it is premium only. Emily's been here a couple of times. Actually, just last week for a little bit. I think what we're gonna see coming here is... or not. Interesting. Thank you. Gochiso-sama. Ooh. That is why I don't resign. Sometimes the compensation for an accidental sacrifice comes unexpectedly. Okay, we're going to play one more and then we're going to do a little bio break. And for anyone who is just coming in here, I've got a new crowdfunded translation project going on. I'm translating articles from the historical archive of the Chilean magazine Punto Final
from 1969 to 1973. Currently, for the current one, which is an article by Jaime Faibovich about the climate after the legislative election campaign in 1969, I've raised $70 out of a total $300, which is my goal for this project. And yeah, that's correct, Emily. And anyone who wants to support that project, all contributions are greatly appreciated over at that link I just dropped in chat. And for anyone who's wondering what this is that we're listening to as I recover from my losing streak of this week on chess.com, it is Shostakovich's Leningradskaya. And I'm going to drop the link for that in chat for anyone who's interested in it. Apparently it is conducive to good chess playing on my part, so apart from just being an amazing piece of music. Okay, Espionaudo. Okay, going into another Sicilian. Okay, not getting off to an excellent start here exactly. So, it is time to find unexpected compensation for an unexpected and accidental sacrifice. First, let's get castled to safety.
try to kick this queen out of the way. Fundamental goal here is essentially to create opportunities for my opponent to screw this up. For example, that wasn't as good as I was expecting. Technically, this has still left me a rook down. Not great. At least the queen's off the board. Got a pin. Right now, okay, yes. My opponent sees the back rank mate that has been created, and I'm going to avoid one myself. To try to punch my way through some pawns, I think. And that passed pawn is a worry.
trying to do some pawn pushing of my own. Gotta protect that rook, because any chances I have of winning this really do depend on it. Kind of okay with this. And part of what I need to do is just win back some time. There's there's actually a forced win here for me in the event of one special little blunder. I believe my opponent has just realized that. Okay. GG's. Time for a quick bio break. I'll be back in just a mo. Hi, and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. I am Elise, translator, editor, and writer with 20 working languages. And this is where we talk about languages and language learning and all sorts of other stuff. And we play games. This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
E l'ospitale
還元一級の先というのは、本当に誰も知らない字ばっかりでしょうね。私は、
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula gideyim. Uyum. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is sword, and that also means elephant.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
ça, ça, ah c'est ça, que c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça. Sol chi sa che nulla sa, ne sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco.
Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyper Polyglotting avec Élise. Moi, c'est Élise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça, c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux, surtout GeoGuessr en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique, de l'acquisition des langues. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nej. Nej. Man. Igen. Ja. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bangba, okay, Bangbas is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon.
Sotto le frasche del capanno 4 gatti grossi stanno. Sotto 4 grossi sassi, 4 grossi e grassi gatti. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Facile. Sì, ecco, la gente, è la cosa che mi dice la gente, sempre che scoprisce che quante lingue parlo, io sempre avevo l'impressione, diciamo, di che non era così, non era tan così, ma poi, dopo di aver visto qualche poliglota in YouTube, una delle cose che avevo scoperte era giustamente che la metodologia usata da quella gente poliglota che non avevo mai conosciuta prima, era più o meno la stessa metodologia che usavo io. I buy a computer or what? And here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or sounds vaguely like Hogun and the Hok in Hogun in Korean or Waku in Japanese, and that appears it is the exact same. And I'm back. And we're gonna play another game or two, and then we're gonna look at some videos. Get a Georgia. Has the white pieces, and I'm playing a Sicilianish thing. Okay. I'm gonna try a new word order. Thank you, Emily's. Thank you, Ata. No, I should not be laying my hand on that piece too soon. This piece goes even harder, this music, when you know it was composed during the siege of Leningrad, and it was actually premiered on loudspeakers in the besieged city of Leningrad. Okay, right now there's a pawn that's kind of foreclosing my options. I'm gonna foreclose some options too, now that knight can't go here, and I think the knight wanted to go there. Okay, gotta castle my way to safety. Right now I have a bit of a time advantage.
for the most part, if I'm facing e4, I know exactly what I'm gonna do for the next like 10 moves. So that is potentially advantageous as long as I don't screw it up and there isn't some weird thing that I wasn't expecting. So far, I haven't screwed it up, and there isn't a weird thing that I wasn't expecting. Let's see, what do we get? What can... Okay. Okay, I mean, the knight could move here. I go here, knight takes, queen takes. Kind of okay with that. There's also, let me see, queen here, anticipating bishop here. We could go here to protect that bishop, although the bishop is already nicely protected, and there's not really anything going on with that bishop. Oh, we're doing this. Okay, we're doing this. I'm fine with that. Let's do this. Okay, I can pick up a pawn fairly easily here. More or less okay with that. Getting rid of a potential, of a passed pawn, and I'm attacking this undefended bishop.
Okay, not a bad way to end that game. How much time? Let me see. Oh well, we got 3 minutes left on that. Maybe play one more. And we're gonna look at some videos. It's interesting how immediately after Russia invaded Ukraine, Chess.com removed the Russian flag as a location identifier on the platform, but they've never done that for I mean, Israel has been doing utterly fucked up shit for the past 2 years. I mean, more than 2 years now. Just absolutely genocidal shit in Gaza. Okay, yeah. No, I can't do that. And there's no. I mean, that flag is still up there. Money. Oh, that was suck. That was deep suck. I did not see that came with Chuck. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there really is no legitimate reason why you would do that. There are lots of illegitimate reasons, literally billions of illegitimate reasons. When you click on the flag on this sort of green thing, that they have as a replacement for the flag, he goes, read our statement about what they're doing in Ukraine, and it's yeah, okay, but that's not the only country doing absolutely unconscious, completely illegal, fucked up shit at the moment, actually. In fact, it's not even the one doing the worst shit. Okay. I mean, the main advantage I've got in this situation is that this king's on a cute little perambulation. I mean, one could also, GG, reasonably ask why the US is allowed. But again, the answer is fairly clear. Oh, we've already switched over. That was the end. This is... Okay, well, if you like that, this is Smetana Moblast. This second thing. I wasn't planning on that. Oh, Vishehrad, I've been there. Vltava Sharka. That's the Charles Bridge. That is an amazing bridge. It is very photogenic when you're, when you get there in the early morning mist and nobody's there, too. Okay, we're gonna switch over. We're gonna look at some videos. Once I fix this... Yeah, there we go. What have we got here? So... continuing in the genre of people not understanding what comprehensible input is and is not, we've got Evil Dia, and what I have to assume is at least partially him doing a bit. Though it's often hard to say how much of what he says is doing a bit and how much isn't. Comprehensible input is ineffective and makes you fat.
that? So yeah, we're gonna just check that out real quick, see what that's all about. I'm sure there are some great takes incoming on the subject of language acquisition.
What's up, grinders? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be doing a react to this video from Thai learning lifestyle. Now, I've actually seen this guy comment on my channel in the past.
I mean, this is okay. It's another in the genre of him also reacting to much smaller creators.
He hasn't commented as of recently, so I'm going to be very judgmental. Okay, so this is the title of the video. Review 1, using comprehensible input to learn Thai, my honest thoughts of progress of level. Can you do that in English? Can you do an of?
You can do an of, but, I mean, that structure is a bit weird. Like, progress of level? I mean, I guess that's kind of okay, but yeah, yes, you can do an of.
Like, I know you can do that in, like, fucking Chinese.
Like, the brother of my sister of my cousin.
And Esperanto and shit, but like, can you do this in English? My
Yes.
honest thoughts of progress of level.
I mean, it's like an awkward structure, I will say that. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, you can do lots of ofs. You can do lots of nested ofs. That's not a problem in English. But okay, there we go.
What is it even? No, just focus on the video, bro. This is what you're here for. We're here for the beard. That's what we're here for. Check out that chunky monster. Woo-hoo. You could hide a whole Snickers bar in there.
Welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be kind of a review of somebody who actively went through...
Wait. I thought you were the one, because I remember...
Okay, wait, am I doing a react to a react to a react? See, you can do nested twos, too. The nesting isn't the problem. From a, like, syntactical standpoint, it's cool.
I'm talking about him doing, like, comprehensible input ALG. Why is he reviewing someone else?
The comprehensible...
I mean, first of all, ALG and comprehensible input aren't the same thing. ALG is a method that relies on comprehensible input. But, I mean, it differs from, like, other comprehensible input-based methods in exactly what it does with the input. But yeah, kind of, Thai is the quintessential ALG language.
Input method, specifically for the Thai language. So, I studied using...
You're making me dizzy with this camera work, my dude. Please.
Input Thai.
Oh, so you are the person then. Why are we talking about ourselves in third person? You don't do that unless you're completely crazy and schizo, such as myself.
I mean, a nice little bit of ableism, but okay.
I do it all the time. What do you think, Evil Deer? You're an idiot. Okay.
For a little bit over a year now,
God, please stop moving. I'm serious, this is actually making me a little bit seasick. It's like, sit down someplace. Put this on a camera stand of some kind. Lean it up against books, I don't know. This is like making me sick.
I'm not there yet, about 1,000 hours, so I'm right about...
We haven't even gotten into the video. The camera work is actually, like, physically...
It's like 800, mid-800 hours.
I mean, this is like certain levels on that great game. God, what is it called? The sword fighting, the really cool, like, funny sword fighting game that I was playing on stream for a while. And damn it, what is that called? Now this is annoying me. I'm going to have to see. Desktop anzeigen. It'll be on my desktop, I know. Because everything's on my desktop. Not Stardew Valley, certainly. That'll be a neat little extension for Stardew Valley, to be sure. World of Warcraft. Oh, well, just open up Steam. I'll find it there. Fuck it. This is going to be bugging me if I don't. Half-Life Deathmatch. En Garde, that's what it was called. En Garde. But I mean, like, some of the camera work in that game was just it made me seriously dizzy in some levels.
And that's what this guy is doing, except I don't have cool sword fighting to go with it.
right now.
Ooh, this would be an interesting comparison because I'm like upper freaking 700 hours or something right now. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So like he's only 100 or so hours more ahead of me. And
I mean, here is another thing. Let me just say, one of the weakest things about like dreaming Spanish, for example, which I think is where we get this obsession with the number of hours, is that the idea that the number of hours actually is necessarily a particularly meaningful metric, or like the metric you should focus on, because it isn't. It depends like what state of mind you're in when you're doing it, how much you're concentrating, how much attention you're paying, how interested you are in the material, and how close it is to your personal I+1, all that sort of thing. It depends on all that stuff. So just saying 700 hours or 2,000 hours or whatever, that, I mean, you know, making strong statements about what kind of progress a person will have made by doing that, I think is not really great. Even if I do have a pretty high opinion of the material they provide on Dreaming Spanish as a way for somebody to get started out on listening to natural Spanish. And so that's the thing. So, I mean,
language which is far removed from English, or so hours more ahead of me, and he's doing it for a language which is far removed from English as opposed to what I'm doing it for, Spanish. So it'll be very interesting to see what his claimed abilities are.
And I just want to give a review for anybody who's out there thinking about using this method. You know, somebody who actually did it this far. What are my thoughts and some things you might want to consider?
I mean, first of all, the question is, what did you do with it?
Why is he doing this right in front of the gym set? Is he trying to mog us with his physique? Because
I mean, yeah, like, low-key, yes. Like, find a desk or a table or something and sit at it and stop shaking the camera and turning around.
I'm feeling really, like, threatened right now. No, I'm actually looking at this and go, fuck, man, that's a sick setup. I want to.
If you're thinking about using this method to start pretty much any language, and the biggest one that...
sorry. Let me just say, we haven't actually had a method stated here yet. We've had the raw material with which a method can be used, but the first question is, what's he doing with it? Like, what like materials is he listening to? What is he interacting? How is he engaging with it? These are all questions to ask. And if you're hearing a review that is, like, supposedly about comprehensible input, those are all questions that ought to be answered. In fact, if you're making a review like that, which I think is, I mean, then definitely include answers to all those questions, because that's the stuff that matters.
Nobody talks about, but every single person I've met who hasn't seen me since I started this comprehensible input journey, you know, I did move down to South Florida. There's a lot of great restaurants, but it wasn't until I started comprehensible input that I've gained so much weight. And
bro, this is comprehensible.
Okay, now I'm beginning to understand this title. But, okay, I guess he's eating lots of good Thai food?
For language learning, not for eating.
I don't know. I mean, you can use language to do lots of things, and ordering good Thai food is probably one of those things.
It's like, I'm just getting my input in for the day, guys. I'm doing 4 hours of eating. 4 hours of eating. I'm sure this is a language learning video, right? This is not like a bulking video.
it goes back to the method itself, and what if you go on Reddit and you'll go in there and people will say you need to be like in this like zombie.
Okay, I'm guessing this is going to lead somewhere, but my first thoughts are...
I mean, I would assume it's going to lead somewhere. It's a 27-minute fucking video.
This is as if early version ChatGPT was giving you directions, but it did not have enough information, so it just lied and smashed bodybuilding with language learning. It's like, you just gotta get input, just eat a lot of burgers, and you'll...
I mean, how is that different from current version ChatGPT?
learn French.
Like state where you're just kind of focused on the content, but you're sitting still, you're not moving, you're not fidgeting.
Okay, so a zombie-like state, according to Reddit, and... No? I mean, I guess if that's the kind of state you find yourself in when you're watching something or listening to something you're really engaged with, I guess so? But, I mean, that is just a weird way of putting it. I mean, I would not say that. I mean, the state you should be in is the state that you're in when you're really getting into something. I would say that is the ideal state. That is what researchers will also often describe as the ideal state. But not like zombie-like. What the hell does that even mean?
And think about this, you're not moving, and you're doing this for hours and hours and hours.
Like, no, I mean, this already seems like extremely counterproductive to me. Because if you're being told you're not supposed to move at all, you know, not fidgeting or whatever, you're going to be focused on that, aren't you? More than you're going to be on the input. I mean, again, a big part of, like, selecting input for an input-based method should be on, like, the inherent interestingness of it. If you're having to force yourself to engage with it to this degree, and we haven't even heard anything about engaging with it either. So, I mean, it sounds like he's gotten... I mean, this will be a shocker for some people, but there is some shitty advice out on Reddit.
Every single day. So I'm going to picture on my screen what I...
Like, who's giving that advice? That sucks. That's not good advice at all. So really what this is, I mean, so far what he's saying, this isn't about comprehensible input. This is about the weird-ass Reddit zombie method. That's what this is. This is a review of the weird-ass Reddit zombie method of language acquisition, which I've never heard of. But that's what we're actually talking about, chat, just so everybody's keeping track. Not so much about the input, but about the weird-ass Reddit zombie method.
Like, before comprehensible input. So this is...
This is amazing. I never expected to get a before and after shot for comprehensible input. Actually, guys, when I started my journey, I've been filming every 50 hours. When we get to the end, we should go, this is before and after ALG. And if I, like, you're gonna be bald, guys. That's what's gonna happen. You're all going bald if you're doing ALG and learning, okay? Just be prepared for that. That's the outcome.
Yeah, I mean, apparently this is what somebody told this dude that we're watching here, not Evil Dia, but the guy he's watching too, on Reddit, that the state you want to get into to engage with comprehensible input for language learning purposes is some sort of, like, zombie trance state. Hey, River Rune. And I've never heard anyone advocate that before in my life, let me just say. But that is what he did, and apparently it resulted in him eating. So I guess if that was a goal, is somewhere in there, score.
Or you're gonna get fat, I'm guessing. Just remember, you gotta choose your input. It's gotta be quality input.
So this is after...
I mean, that's true, though. It has got to be quality input. I mean, choosing what kind of input you use and how you engage with it is indeed essential. And so few of these videos discussing this subject, as people who follow the stream will know, this is like one of my absolute perennial frustrations, is that people like don't get that. And they do entire videos on the premise that it's just the input is the method.
Well, you missed me having a reasonably good game of chess, series of games of chess, while listening to Shostakovich's Leningradskaya. You missed that there's a new crowdfunded translation project that I'm doing, a short one. This is first in what's going to be a series of articles from the historical archive of Punto Final, a legendary Chilean magazine. I'm at 70 out of $300 and actively trying to raise funds and gather support for that. And now we're looking at Evil Dia. He has a video called Comprehensible Input is Ineffective and Makes You Fat, and we're watching this guy that he's watching who was told by somebody on Reddit that the way to engage with comprehensible input is to be some kind of fucking zombie. And so that's caught you up.
To South Florida. I've already started eating a lot of new restaurants down here.
He's eating the entire restaurants. I don't think that's what you're supposed to do.
But
He's jumping from thought to thought, and he just literally just said then, I've already been eating a lot of restaurants down here.
It's the lack of moving. You know, you're sitting down for so many hours. I went from about 180 pounds to the max was right around like 212. So I think that's about, 40 pounds.
Yeah, okay, so the weird ass Reddit zombie method is very sedentary.
Number, it's getting there. So that's a lot of weight, and that's really, really bad for your health. And if you saw my last video, my mother recently passed away at a relatively younger age. And this made me start thinking a lot more about my own health and made me start realizing that something has got to change. And, sitting down for hours and hours is something I'm definitely trying to change. I actually built out this gym that you can see.
Jesus, he's clearly not looking for funds. Well, actually, if you think that the way to engage with comprehensible input is to be just completely motionless for hours and hours on end every single day, I could see that probably resulting in a certain amount of weight gain, unless you're, offsetting that or something. But Jesus, let me just say, this guy will probably never see this, but anyone who is looking at this and thinking about this, you don't have to do it that way. You could actually, if you find the right kind of input, you can engage with it while you're doing your fucking gym routine. Bring some headphones, you can engage with it in all sorts of ways. You do not have to vegetate. I don't think it's even necessarily conducive to getting the most out of the input. Bring it, you can listen to it while you're doing pretty much anything that's repetitive and doesn't require a huge amount of concentration. So so you can easily integrate that with an exercise routine if you have one, and listen, engage with comprehensible input that's interesting on a fucking treadmill or something. So this guy got some extremely bad advice from a Reddit thread, and he decided to go an entire year without checking whether maybe somebody other than weird Reddit zombie fucker has ever had thoughts on how to engage with comprehensible input.
And I'm starting to work out, almost about every day now. I got the hex lighting, LEDs.
Well, I don't know what the hex lighting LEDs has to do with the workout routine, but it could certainly make the lighting in this video better. Hey, ahoy! We were just accidentally listening to a symphony based on that river of yours, Smetana's Smetana. What was it? It wasn't Vltava. It was the whole suite.
It's all in
God, I miss Prague.
Bro, you're making my gym feel. I got that.
And what kind of money does this guy have that he just goes, shit, I've been
doing the weird ass Reddit zombie method for a year, and I seem to have gained a lot of weight. So I'm going to buy the entire like gym setup for a small membership based gym and set up weird, hexagonal LED lighting. Like shit, like that motherfucker could fund the the crowdfunded translation project if he wanted to. Shout me, hit me up. I'll explain how to actually do comprehensible input based language learning without becoming a zombie and apparently also eating a lot of Thai food, which is where I thought he was going with this, but then it took a turn.
Oh, you guys can't see it. I got that thing sitting on my back extension machine and a couple of free weights over in the
His workout routine is Elmo.
corner. I'm feeling really naked right now. I ain't got none of this LED shit. I just got Coke bottles sitting everywhere.
I've been enjoying it thus far.
For anyone who's counting, yeah, one regional difference in North American English is the word for a fizzy drink. And there are parts of the South in the U.S. where all fizzy drinks are just called Coke. And it seems that in Australia as well, fizzy drinks are just Coke by default, because he just held up a Pepsi bottle and called it a Coke bottle.
This is my biggest gripe. If you're going to start this comprehensible input journey and your diet is the same, you're naturally going to start gaining weight like crazy. If you're not
No, you aren't. Not if you're... No, I mean, unless you're doing a fucking weird zombie thing, but why are you doing that?
moving out of nowhere for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours a day, you're definitely going to start gaining weight unless you start cutting back. But I actually do.
I mean, or unless you integrate it into other activities you're doing. You don't have to do this.
A lot of my, like nowadays when it comes to doing my Spanish and stuff, I actually just do it while like watering the lawn or something like that.
Okay, I did not expect to be saying this right now. I absolutely did not expect to be saying this almost ever, really, but Evil Dia is right here. Like, that is, he is so rarely, he so rarely has a point when it comes to this. What he's saying makes a lot more sense. Like, if you've got a repetitive task that you don't need to concentrate much on, just do it then. Or if or if you have a fucking workout routine or something like that. I mean, there's another, often that's a repetitive task you don't have to concentrate much on. You do it then. Like, I can't. Oh, I'm glad to hear you're doing great too, Ata. I can't with this. And I was not expecting to, say that Evil Dia was right, because that happens so rarely, but
Because it's a task that requires absolutely zero thinking, and at the same time,
exactly.
It's a task when I do it, my wife is super happy. She's like, "Oh my god, look, he's looking after the house."
Yeah, see, this is again. I mean, it's really he needs to start saying whack things. Evil Dia needs to start saying more of the whack shit that he usually says, because this is actually weirding me out that he's making sense here.
Watering the grass. He's such a good husband. No, I'm just out there getting input on.
Okay, that gesture does not look like he's watering the garden.
No, I'm just out there getting input on.
Yeah, no, that is not the garden hose.
That's pretty much.
What the fuck are you doing what are you watering the garden with?
Actually, a foodie. I love eating, and we're gonna get a little bit more into this later. But if you're using comprehensible input, you're gonna be watching people eating a lot. So they're trying.
That's true. I mean, a lot of the best input-based stuff that as far as I'm concerned, is cookery related. There's a lot of good stuff like that.
That is so true when it comes to Chinese comprehensible input. Someone made this comment on one of my videos, okay. They said, are all the comprehensible input teachers just females with brown hair? And that opened up my eyes, obviously in the Chinese community.
Any female of any particular species? What are we, is he learning Ferengi now? Females.
Brown hair, okay. But it's so true. It's like, it's massively skewered towards brown-haired women as the teachers, and for some reason they all love eating.
Yeah, that's just sort of a thing that biological entities do.
And then naturally you're sitting there going, gotta get me some input.
Never had before.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, you remember, like, a couple of months ago, I was looking at, like, Uzbek videos and stuff. You know, to look at, like, listen to Uzbek language and look at Uzbek food, and I was fucking starving by the end of that stream.
Or like, it wasn't until I started comprehensible input that I found this thing called the boat noodle soup and all these other like different.
God, now he's talking about food.
Okay.
We're doomed. We're doomed.
Thai dishes I've never heard of before, so I wanted to try them. So I'm over here now increasing my diet on top of not moving much. And
Well, then move more. You don't have to.
that drastically affecting my health, and it could possibly affect yours as well. So if you're already overweight and you're thinking about doing this method, you might want to start lowering your calories now.
Or just don't do the Reddit zombie method. I mean, that's an option. I've never heard anyone recommend the Reddit zombie method.
Or
This guy, a year he did this. He could have saved himself so much frustration if he had just looked around for more than one take on how to do this.
you can do this while you're on a.
This is not selling it at all. Like, this is an absolute terrible marketing scheme going on right now.
I mean, is he marketing it?
He's just being honest, talking about, you know, his own journey. But could you imagine this? It's just be like, learn a language in potentially the slowest way possible and get fat.
Head meal or adjust your lifestyle, so you're just not gaining 40-something pounds over the course of a year or so. Number 2 thing that, reflecting back on the comprehensible input method,
This is not okay. Once again, I just have to keep repeating this because it bears repeating. There is nothing. There is no such thing as the comprehensible input method.
it didn't really hit me until my mother-in-law flew into the airport, and we're messaging on this app that's very popular in Thailand called Line.
Okay, so I'm guessing his mother-in-law is actually from Thailand. That would be helpful. Although that means he's going to start speaking early, which means he's going to ruin his perfect accent.
She just messaged me something simple like, I've landed, you know? If she would have said this in Thai, I would have immediately understood exactly what she is saying, right? So if she would have told me this, I would understand. And that wouldn't have been a problem. The problem
I mean, okay.
came from that, guys, if you're using comprehensible input only, you can't read or write Thai. It's a different alphabet.
Okay. Comprehensible input includes reading. Like, written material is absolutely a form of comprehensible input. A very useful form of comprehensible input, potentially. So, yeah, I mean, input methods that also, you can have an input-based method that also includes learning the writing system. Those things are in no way inconsistent. In fact, I bet if we looked, I haven't. Just to be clear, I have not actually looked on YouTube, but I've done this for enough languages, and Thai is a big enough language that it would not surprise me if you could find, like, Thai videos for kids learning, teaching them the alphabet. Okay? Like Thai kids shows that teach the fucking Thai alphabet or something like that. And it will be in Thai, in relatively simple Thai, and they will be explaining how to read it, and you will learn vocabulary at the same time. So, I mean, like, that is comprehensible input right there, potentially. Yeah, I mean, this isn't even ALG. I have my criticisms of ALG. I mean, particularly of some of the really strong claims that are made around it. But this is ZLG. Yeah, I mean, like, one thing I found when I was really working on Georgian is on the Georgian state television, there is a program called Escola, and it is like remote it is school classes of all like levels, like of like K-12 in Georgian on television, and it included a section of like Georgian as a foreign language for little kids. And it's right there, and it's teaching this sort of stuff. And it's very simple Georgian, and actually I found I was learning a fair bit watching it. I mean, the woman is chirpy as fuck when she talks, which that gets old quickly, I have to say. But yeah, if you have this idea that reading a language is inconsistent with an input-based method, that's just not true. I mean, it is just simply not true. Reading is also comprehensible input, and it can be very, very... it can be very helpful. In fact, one of my main sort of input-based methods for really getting a start in a language involves reading. So, yeah. I mean, this is another in this genre of criticisms of the method that are actually criticisms of people's misconceptions about what is and isn't the method.
Yeah, this definitely sounds like the ALG method. This is not just comprehensible input with studying and all that type of stuff. This sounds like he's actually following the ALG method, because...
Yeah, I mean, which is not surprising. I mean, Thai is the language that originated for, really. I forget the name of the person who came up with it, but they did it in Thailand. It was a way for people to acquire Thai. So that would not be surprising me, but I mean, what's the zombie shit?
The ALG, Automatic Language Growth Method, is basically no reading, no talking, just listening and watching content for the first 1,000 hours. You're meant to actually modify it based on the language, and they've got some rough numbers, so
Yeah, I mean, and they're very rough numbers, and you really shouldn't put much stock in them.
For Thai, I think they say 1,000 hours is roughly the same as well, which I think wouldn't make much sense personally, but, that's what they say. But for, Chinese, they're like, yeah, that's 2K hours, you're not allowed to do anything.
I had no idea what she messaged me. I didn't know. So, before I ran into her, I had to use Google Translate. So after... over a year, I'm still using...
I've met Tim Keeley a few times at online polyglot events.
Google Translate for simple sentences in Thai, because I can't read or write. We're going to get a little bit more into that later, about how do I feel about this level currently, but it's just something to be aware of. If this is your primary method, you're not going to be able to read and write simple sentences in Thai. Unless you really start integrating that from the beginning. I do plan on...
Which you absolutely... it's a good idea to. It is absolutely a good idea to. And in fact, I think what we're going to do after I finish talking about this... what we're going to do after I finish talking about this is I'm going to go and eat things, actually. I'm going to have that kind of input because I just noticed the time. But I bet... it would not be hard at all. I only have 2 words of Thai and I can't read it. So, but I bet you could find, comprehensible input, for learning to read in Thai, like I described on YouTube. It would not be hard.
Integrate more things.
Especially if you know how to phrase the search term in Thai, which I don't.
Future videos on those, filling gaps at my current level, but if you're waiting for 1,000, 2,000 hours as another YouTuber posted that they're going to wait before they start reading and writing, you're going to have this massive gap of what you're capable of listening, speaking.
What he's getting at here...
I mean, I agree, and this is one of the things I actually disagree with about the ALG approach. I don't think that there's any reason that you have to delay reading. In fact, I am very much an advocate of reading early if you can. If it's a writing system that you can get into immediately, then I would be doing it straight away. I would include reading as a form of input.
If it's a more complicated reading system, one that requires a certain amount of preparation, if it's something like, I don't know, yeah, if it's like Cyrillic or something more complicated like Devanagari, like, the various Southeast Asian scripts or something like that, yeah, or even something like Cyrillic, then I would definitely take the time to learn the alphabet enough that you can start to read at least simple things and do that. I mean, so yeah.
You can kind of summarize it by saying that this method of learning just via input is realistically only possible for someone who's treating this as like a fun hobby along the side.
I mean, again, here we go. Thank you for getting back to whack things, Evil Dia, that I can correct. Because, again, there are different methods that rely on input, and ALG is by no means the only one. And, yeah, but...
you don't have any real need for. Because anyone else who has a need for this language, you can't wait that long. Like, you just can't. Like, for example, Mandarin Chinese, there's no way I can just sit here for thousands of hours watching content waiting for my level to catch up to a point where I can, start using the language. Like, that just...
But, I mean, you have to do that anyway, though. Like, I mean, that's the thing. People treat the silent period as if it's an artifact of the method. People who don't understand that input is not a method in itself do this, anyway. They treat the silent period as if it was just an artifact of the method. It's a thing that is just that is a feature of how we acquire language. It takes longer to develop speech than it does to develop comprehension. It was the same in any of our native languages as well.
Possible. Like, I live with Chinese people. I need to speak this language. I need right now, okay? And it's not like I can go, well, let's do crosstalk type of thing, because they don't understand English. Well, my wife does, but, like, she's not, like, an illegal, brought in or anything. But, like, the others in my family, they don't understand English, okay? So it's, like, literally...
Oh, like, what the fuck?
I need to speak. So it's kind of like the method for those who are privileged in the fact that they don't have to worry about when they're going to reach a good level.
I mean, this is just kind of nonsense what he's saying here. Because the thing is that Evil Dia also does not understand the difference between a method and the raw materials with which you apply a method.
I just want to watch content in the language, and that's pretty much it.
Until you start reading, it's just something to be aware of. Number 3 thing that you got to be aware of, if you're starting to use this comprehensible input method to start learning Thai, is that you're going to be spending a lot of time consuming content that's basically geared towards beginners. And that would be very babyish, like Peppa the Pig or cartoons or...
I mean, that isn't bad stuff to work with. There are other things that you can probably work in there as well. And some people have... I don't know in the case of Thai. It wouldn't surprise me, though, because there are a fair number of people learning it. But there is comprehensible input that is geared towards... foreign language learners at the beginning levels, which is where you really need sort of tailor-made input more. And you can definitely, if it exists, you can definitely integrate it in there.
Easy content that's very surface level, and
that's the hardest part of this, is just watching hundreds of hours of baby talk, bro. It's...
well, I mean, you... find other content too. There's other stuff you can do there that you don't have to limit yourself to that. I mean, damn, like so many of these people's complaints are entirely down to their choices of input or their misunderstandings of how it works.
It's painful. I don't know how I got through it. I did somehow. I have no idea how I got through it. For those who are unaware, I am doing an experiment. The Dreaming Spanish series, there'll be a picture of it, okay? Where I'm purposely following this method to learn a language, okay? This is not my preferred method.
You're not really learning too much.
But I just noticed the time, and it is time for me to wrap up for today.
thank you to everyone who joined in. It's always good to see you. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and if you did, you'll be happy to know that tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, there will be more of it. I look forward to seeing you then. Have a good evening or night or whatever it is, wherever you are. It is time for me to have another sort of input.